Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching. Thanks to our producer, Jeff Durall. We're at Rarick Hall in the Department of Leadership Studies at Fort Hays State University with our guest today to talk about a Leadership 310 seminar, which is designed for girls. It'll be held on December 6th, a Saturday, from 10 to 4 in the Fort Hays State Memorial Union. And a couple of the coordinators of the program joining us today to tell us more about the program and about the Leadership Studies program at Fort Hays State University. Rachel Smith, a senior at Fort Hays State, and Lindsay Smith, and Rachal Cotherman, who is also a senior at Fort Hays State University in the Department of Leadership Studies classes. Let's begin, if we might, Lindsay, with what led you as a leadership study major to the program.
Well, initially, I did start off my years here at Fort Hays State as a graphic design student, but a year ago, I took Leadership 300. It's the introductory course with Christy Brungart. She's a professor here, and I was just really inspired by that course, and I was very happy with my current major, so I knew I had to sort of follow my gut and my passion with leadership.
Well, my goodness, you're in the same area, graphic design, just down the floor from us, I think.
Right?
So you just kind of wandered in.
Moving up in the world, I guess, as you would say.
We won't tell the graphic design people that, though. We'll keep that as a secret. Rachel, what about you? What led you to Leadership 310, even though you're not going to be using that as a major? What led you to this particular class and program?
Right. I am involved in church activities here, and I thought that leadership was a great skill to have when being involved in any type of activity. And so I wanted to get the leadership certificate and took my first class with Christy as well, and it was just really wonderful. Christy does a wonderful job of explaining the concepts and getting us involved in leadership. And so I decided to go on ahead and continue with the certificate.
Well, let's talk to our major again. Lindsay, what do you hope to do with the major in leadership studies?
Well, currently, I'm kind of developing a good passion for student affairs right now, so I'm kind of wanting to follow up on that, see what I can do. I was recently involved with the FYE, that's what is it stand for? First year experience, sorry.
Okay,
brain
first
gap.
year experience.
Okay.
Okay.
I was an orientation leader and welcome leader this past year, and getting to be able to work with the freshman students in that way, preparing them coming to college, and then I was also PROW leader this semester for a freshman seminar class, being able to interact with them and helping them to be successful right off the bat. I found that as a really great passion of mine, and I kind of want to follow up with that.
We talked to one of the faculty leaders in that program a few weeks ago on our Community Connection, and this is a great program that's been introduced here at Fort Hays State to help these freshmen kind of get used to college life because it's totally different.
Absolutely. And in fact, we're also implementing a new program. It's sort of like we're going to be coaches for the freshman students going on into the spring semester. And I've actually just been hired for that position as well. During the spring semester, I'm going to be meeting with some freshman students who kind of, didn't really get off to the best start this semester. And, we're kind of just going to be like their mentors, continuing on, which I'm very excited about. Because being able to interact with them in freshman seminar, my course specifically, I really sort of bonded with a few of them, and it's been really great to give back and help them.
Well, with that follow-up, Lindsay, you can kind of bring them along, if you will, and maybe smooth over some of the rough spots, or at least help them through those rough spots.
Absolutely. It's a really rough transition from high school to college, and, I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm sure Rachel does too. It's not easy, and I wish that I had, been able to take a few of these programs, have a mentor in my freshman seminar class if I had to take it, which I think my class was the last one not have to take it. But it's definitely a fantastic course that I feel like does help the freshmen, kind of transition into college, and I just I think it's a really great program, and I love that I can help them.
Rachel, you've already indicated that you're working in your church, for example. So there are a lot of areas where this leadership role can play a big part, aren't there?
Right, there are many. And part of the reason that I wanted to do this as well is because in any type of job, you have to plan events, you have to be able to interact with the community and be a leader. And so that's going to be extremely helpful in any career choice for anyone.
What about an area of leadership in government, for example? I'm thinking commissions, city commission, county commissions, school boards, things like that. Valuable training here, isn't there?
Very. I mean, you can use it. For instance, you said county commission or something like that. I mean, being able to interact and be honest with the people and learning about moral integrity, for example, is going to be extremely valuable in those areas because it will help the people trust you and be able to interact in a way that will facilitate relationships instead of break them down.
A very central part, too, of it.
Right, very.
Tell me about then, you've already talked a little about this, Lindsay. Tell me about what you hope to do with your leadership work then. You want to go into student affairs maybe at a university someplace?
Absolutely. I knew from kind of like early on here at Fort Hays that, I loved this university and the way that it made me feel like part of a family. Even before I came here, I took a senior trip here. I took a visit with just my best friend. There was a bus trip that they organized to bring up students. They kind of just made me feel welcome. And I was just like, wow, this university is so different and so welcoming. And then I had so many great opportunities my freshman year. I'm in a sorority. I am currently the president of Tigers Forever, our student alumni association. The sky's the limit here at Fort Hays, and I would love to actually be able to recruit for Fort Hays one day or any other kind of college. I'm passionate about college life.
I think you're well on your way already as a spokesperson for Fort Hays State. I think maybe the employment opportunities opened up terrifically, I think, probably. Lindsay, cross your fingers anyway, right? And Rachel, we've talked a little bit about what you've learned from leadership studies. Give us a little bit more, would you?
So going back to the moral integrity, this class really challenges you to really interact with your teammates in a way that you're going to resolve conflicts or even learn how to resolve conflict within yourself and find out maybe a little bit more of like who you are and where you need to grow. So I think that that's something that I've really learned from this class and that I just continue to work on.
Very important, too, even within the group, if you're organized for a particular mission or program, such as the Leadership Seminar for Girls that's coming up, you have to be able to work with individuals who have diverse backgrounds, who have diverse interests, and come from different places than you do.
Right. And especially there's so many international students here on campus, and that is such a great way to initiate that and practice that. And I think that anyone who comes to Fort Hays State University will have great opportunities to interact with a diverse group of people.
And guess what? It's going to broaden your horizons as well. So when you go into the workforce or the social activities, you're going to have a much broader background, I think.
Yes, very much so.
All right, let's talk about the seminar itself. Give us some of the details, if you would. Lindsay, start with some of the details for us.
Okay, well, first of all, the Girls Summit is a young women's leadership seminar, and what our goal is for the entire day is to kind of impress upon the young ladies the importance of leadership and why they should be developing these like certain skills and building up their self-confidence now at their age. We want to impress why it's so important because, at this age, girls start to, stop thinking, oh, I can't be a scientist or, what have you, a politician. I, just need to be thinking about boys and getting married by 25 and things like that. We want to kind of spread the message that that's not what's important right now. What's important is your schooling and developing those leadership skills that will really benefit many, many areas of their lives.
You're really trying to open the world to them, aren't you?
Absolutely, absolutely, because I'm very passionate about it. I'm sure Rachel is too. We just, we wish we would have had somebody like tell us these things when we were younger, because we're both just like, oh my gosh, we were only thinking about boys and not really concentrating on school. But I want to make this opportunity like known that there are so many different ways for them to get involved, and Girl Scouts is such a great way. And they promote leadership. They promote their 3 C's are courage, confidence, and what is the third one?
Help her out here a little bit, Rachel.
Courage, confidence, and
I think we've stumped the panel on the third C.
communication.
Communication, okay. Rachel, talk a little bit about the girls who are invited. It's not only girls, but parents as well, right?
Right. Parents are welcome to come. We're going to have workshops for parents who want to learn more about working in teams and just leading their kids. And we're also going to, girls ages or grades 6 through 12 are invited to come, and they don't have to be a part of Girl Scouts. They will register with Girl Scouts, but it's going to be a free admission, and that doesn't mean that they have to participate in Girl Scouts later on, but it's definitely encouraged, because it is, like Lindsay said, it's very great organization that will help them get involved in their community and also build their self-confidence and leadership skills.
Free for parents, free for girls, and available with lunch served.
Right.
10 to 4, Saturday, December 6th, Fort Hays State Memorial Union. What age girls can participate?
Grades 6 through 12 will participate, so about ages 11 through 18 is what we are looking toward. Yeah.
The Leadership 310 mission statement here in just a moment, but I wanted to let you know that Dr. Jill Ahrensdorf, who's Department Chair of Leadership Studies, Dr. Christy Brungard, who has been mentioned earlier, Assistant Professor of Leadership Studies, Marcella Merez, Amanda Fairbanks, Communication Studies Directors and Professors, will be presenting programs. Topics include self-confidence, dating safety, healthy and unhealthy relationships, interpersonal communication, and listening are some of the topics that will be held during this program for the Leadership 310 seminar. Lindsay, give us the mission statement of Leadership 310, would you?
Well, the mission statement is what we came up together as a team, the 4 of us, and we wrote it as the mission of our Leadership 310 team is to express the importance of courage, confidence, and character. Those were the 3 C's. Yeah. Among the feminine youth in Kansas by creating an empowering girls summit that will improve their involvement within leadership roles in their community.
Guess you could add a 4C, communication, character
You
as well.
could.
You really could, couldn't you?
Yes,
Absolutely. You could. And Rachel, talk a little bit about the presentation as it's going to be made with Leadership 310. And now we have the mission statement. We should also mention, too, the professor of leadership studies, Brent Gertson, who was not able to be with us today, but Brent is kind of coordinating this event. And you also have 2 other members of this team. Mention them.
Right. Trey Besa and Beth Zhang are both of the other members that have been helping us plan and coordinate all of this throughout the semester. The Leadership 310 class is basically focused on helping us understand how we are going to facilitate this event and planning it, and Brent just assists us in doing everything and making suggestions for how we can improve what we're doing and maybe more things that we need to do.
Finally, let's mention that keynote speaker. I think you've hooked a good one here for the keynote speaker, haven't you?
Very, very exciting
Talk
for
about
us.
a role model.
Oh, she is such a great role model. Our president, Dr. Mirsha Martin, is going to be our keynote speaker in the morning, and we couldn't be more excited about this. She's very amazing and inspiring. She actually came to our Women in Leadership class not too long ago to speak. And she's just she's just very inspirational. I can't think of a better word to describe her. She's going to do great things here, and we can't promote it enough that Dr. Martin is going to be our keynote speaker. We're very excited.
Perfect person to set the tone for the whole event.
So much so.
Ladies, thank you very much. Lindsay Smith, who is a senior, Rachel Cotherman, who is also a senior in the Leadership 310 Studies class at Fort Hays State University, our Community Connection. Thanks for watching.